Hey guys. Well, I'm not supposed to look at the camera anymore, so.
Oh, here she goes.
Hey,
I just wanted it to look more like podcast vibe instead of like, hey guys, it's my YouTube channel.
I mean, you know, some people do look at the camera when they do their podcast, but whatever.
I mean, if you want to look in the camera, you can.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm talking to the people. You know?
Go ahead. Do whatever works best for you. I had like pulled up some stuff, but you know, how are you? I guess we could start off with that because you was gone for like a week and then I left and you came back.
Yeah, so it was my mom's birthday last week. So I took her out to get like a spa, took her to dinner, and I was just like hanging out with her at my parents' house for, it's like I'm looking at you, but she knows this. I was like, this is
yeah, but the people don't know it though.
No, I know because I'm thinking in my head like, yeah, I'm looking at you like, you know, yeah.
But I never got to ask you like, how was everything? Like, did she enjoy herself?
Oh yeah,
she
she had a good time. My friend, she made her cake.
Oh, how did she like the cake?
She loved the cake. She loved it. So good. Emily was like, yeah, because my mom, you know, she's Red Velvet Queen. So so that was good. She loved her. I did a fire and ice massage thing for her. And I guess it involved cupping therapy, which I've been dying to do. So I'm like, how the hell are you doing this all before me?
Was that the fire part of the therapy?
I guess so. She didn't get into like full detail because I'm like, can you give me a little bit more? Yeah. So I'm like, what the? But she said that it was really good compared to when I had took her to for her 60th. I took her to the Mandarin Oriental. Mm-hmm. Right? Did I say that right? Mandarin Oriental Hotel. They have a spa there. So I did like a package. Yeah. She said it was better than that.
Really?
Yeah, so this place is called, for the people, it's called Spa Boutique to Go. It's black owned, woman owned, and it's on 130th, East 130th between Park and 5th Avenue.
I'm going to have to put that on my list.
Yeah, they have a special going on. So if you want to like do the fire and ice or you want to do something different, the fire and ice was like $85, which is not bad. And then the other stuff was like all below $100. So they're having like they're having a special for the month. So she had her good little time, and then, you know, she slept, and, you know, everybody was counting down because obviously, you know, elections. That's one of the biggest news that we can talk about.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was over the elections at one point. It was just like, yo, can we just hurry up and get this over with? It was just too much.
It was definitely, I felt, I wouldn't say stressed, but I was just like frustrated and annoyed because I'm like, can we just figure it out? And I feel bad because I had to say to myself, like, you know, these are actual, I think it was machines and it was people, depending on where they live, that they were counting the ballots. So, you know, the manpower behind that, people not, you know, being able to go home, or they go home for like an hour to shower and they're right back there for 24 hours, 48 hours. So I was just like, all right, let me be a little bit compassionate, you know.
I laugh about that video I seen you and Jenny with the lady when she was counting.
Oh, yes. So it's like, you know, these poor people are just, you know, they got everybody on their back, and then you got Trump tweeting like a madman, talking about niggas stole the election. So it's just a lot going on.
I mean, today he can stop. Well, he probably gonna still tweet, but
he's been tweeting. He's been tweeting nonstop. Even his bitch ass son has been tweeting too. He has a nonstop.
Which one?
The older one, Donald Jr.
Oh,
no, the one that always doing this on Twitter, backing his father.
But didn't it take a lot more to count because it was like more voters, registered voters?
But that's the crazy thing. It's the mail-in ballots that took long because, you know, like you said, it was so much mail-in ballots compared to like all the prior years. Yeah. So I learned something new. I didn't know that Democrats are, I think I told you this, maybe not, I don't know. I was talking to mad different people about this whole shit. But I didn't know that Democrats are more likely to send in mail-in ballots than Republicans. So Republicans will go, you know, out to...
that's what Bernie Sanders had said when he was predicting.
Oh, yeah, I saw this way before that Bernie Sanders thing. So I was just like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, you better bring your black ass to the polls. Your ancestors fought for you to walk up to that fucking poll and vote. Fuck a mail-in ballot.
But I was saying, I had told this to you before, but I don't think a lot of people knew that they could drop off their mail-in ballots to the poll site.
I'm looking at myself because I'm like not dressed down compared to stars, so I'm like, you know, hey,
you're so like
Beastie
far
Boys.
away.
Am I?
Yeah.
Because this is like my little nook right here, y'all. It's either here and over there. That's like my little nook on the couch that I be at. So, you know, I could lean on it. And plus, I'm old, y'all. So my back and all this shit is hurting. There's a lot going on over here through the body. But
because I feel like, okay, there, because I was focused and you wasn't.
Oh, so is it going to be blurry now?
Well, that part was, but now I could use this portion because now we're both not, like, you're not blurred out. Because I'm looking like, why do you look so blurred out and I'm focused?
I'm focused, y'all. Okay.
Yeah, like I was saying, my mom is the one who told me, she was like, get the absentee ballot. And she was like, fill it out and you drop it off. So she was like, that way you don't have to stand online because they'll have like the boxes for you to drop it in. So I don't know if a lot of people knew that. And like I told you, I was telling Anik, when I was online looking for an actual poll site, that's when they were like, oh, if you have the mail-in ballot, you can mail it in on the day of election by a certain time.
Yeah.
And that's when I was just like, it should have been a cutoff. Honestly, for me, it should have been a cutoff for mail-in ballots. And whoever wasn't able to mail it in at a certain time, they should have had that option to drop it off. But I feel like that wasn't being publicized.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. We don't have a TV, so I don't know.
True.
And on social media, like, I just go on social media, like, briefly, especially Instagram. And then, you know, if I see funny shit, I'll send it to all of y'all.
Yeah.
Or repost a few things. And then, you know, go on the podcast page, repost, blah, 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 try to engage, and then I'm out. And I'm like all on TikTok for the rest of the fucking day.
She really do. She be sending mad TikTok.
Yeah, so I be on TikTok and I do not be on Instagram. So, you know, whatever is going on IG like that, it'll be like the girls or other people sending me shit. And I'll be like, oh, okay. But
yeah, sometimes I'd be taking a break from my... Now I'm like back to being addicted to Twitter. Like I feel like the old years when Twitter was like popping.
Yeah, I be on Twitter too. I be on Twitter.
You do be on Twitter. I be seeing you tweet stuff and I be laughing. But Twitter be having me fucking dying. I'm like, yo, why did I take a break from this fucking app?
I don't know. It's crazy because I just remember, like, you know, when IG first came around and Twitter was around, and you know how... Wait. Fab was doing the hashtags on Instagram, right? Not Twitter?
I think it was Twitter.
It was Twitter, right? He was doing the hashtags. So he kind of like made Twitter blow off because all them crazy ass hashtags he used to put.
Yeah, he was known for his tweets on Twitter.
Yeah. So, you know, Twitter was blowing up. Everybody was on fucking Twitter. I never had a Twitter before. We shared the Twitter. So that's what, you know, I'll tweet here and there. But I never had a own personal Twitter. And my friends used to tell me all the time, like, you should get a Twitter, you should get a Twitter, you should get a Twitter.
That's mad funny.
And I'm like, nah, I'm good because I be thinking too much crazy shit. I'm not trying to write that shit and it be cemented forever, you know.
You could delete it.
No, they be pulling up people's shit. They take that one person to screenshot that shit and it's forever memorialized.
Because I say you could tweet it and right after you tweet it, delete it. Nah. I don't know if that's me doing too much, but...
Because when I was at my parents' house, I literally added Donald Trump and I was gonna say some crazy ass shit. And I was just like, this is not my Twitter only. So let me erase it. Because I was talking to myself at the table and I was like, girl, let me delete this shit.
Girl, I wouldn't care because I was writing crazy shit too. Tammy, what's that girl? Tammy Lloyd.
Oh, God.
I told her, I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. I definitely added her.
Damn, I wish I would have seen. I'm going to go back and retweet that shit. Like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so if you wanted to write some crazy shit to Donald Trump, I probably would have retweeted that shit.
Because, you know, the CIA, FBI, all them niggas ain't going to come after us for Tommy, whatever the fuck her name is. But they'll come for...
He about to be the president for what? A month and some change.
Help us, Jesus. Help us.
I can't.
I will say that the memes.
Hilarious.
Yo, thank you. Because during the time that we were all waiting to figure out what the fuck was gonna happen, the memes.
And fucking tears. My favorite one is when Donald Trump at the computer and it's like, you could log off for me, baby. You could clock out. That was like the best one that I saw.
Cause his ugly ass fucking face looking too, so it was like photoshopped perfectly. And credentials. It's time for you to fucking go. But the memes, yo, I gotta give it to social media. Like, they're so quick. Yeah.
So quick.
So yeah, so that's that.
I was laughing because when you sent me remember I was like, oh, send me a video of you voting so I could post on the podcast. I was surprised that you said fuck Donald Trump in front of your mother.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention and she was laughing.
That's why I was like, oh my God, she's laughing.
Yeah, I guess she wasn't, it had Donald Trump behind it, so she probably was like, and when I tell you it came out, it just came out like, fuck Donald Trump.
Was hella comfortable. So I was like, what the fuck?
Because I've been singing that song for mad long, y'all, so that's why I'm like, oh shit. So it just, but she ain't saying nothing, she was just laughing and shit like, ha 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 ha.
That's why I was surprised. I'm like, wait, is she laughing?
Yeah, she was laughing, y'all. She was laughing.
Because you're not the type to curse in front of your mom.
No, I don't curse at all. If I do, it's like it slips up. Like I slip up. But I don't curse in front of my parents. Well, I don't curse in front of like any of my elders. Even, my friends, like, how cool like your mom is mad cool. Yeah. Emily's mom, Justina's mom, like mad people I know, like I would not curse around them. I even feel uncomfortable talking about certain shit around them because I just feel like, yo, this is mad weird. I know I'm grown now, but yo, no.
I feel like the only mother I could probably be open like that with is Jenny's mom, Gwen.
Oh, Gwen?
Yeah, like I still won't curse in front of her. Yeah. If I slip up, I would be like, ooh, because I'm the same with you, like with elders. But as far as like, I probably wouldn't talk to Gwen about sex, but like, I could be a little bit more open with her than my mom, because my mom, she be having her moments when she want to act fake Christian, or she want to act hella conservative, but then she be saying Christian out her mouth. I'm like,
love you, Dolores.
I can't with her. She still getting my damn fried apples.
Well, I think they're gone, to be honest. I think they're gone.
Josh, them apples is bad, because when I reminded her, she was like, oh, I was like, Ma, just throw them out. They bad now. She's like, oh, no, they in the freezer. I'm like, so why you didn't say that when I asked? They're not in the freezer. They're still sitting on that damn table.
Oh, so then they're bad. They're gone then.
Yeah, she be lying.
So then she didn't get to make them then.
No. I should have just made them myself.
That would have been tasty. Fried apples. But anyway, so what you was looking at over there?
Oh, no, all right. So.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Look, she mad excited. I'm sorry, y'all. She mad excited. She was smiling. Well, one thing I did want to say is that I saw a lot of individuals talking about like, oh, why y'all celebrating about, Biden, blah, blah, blah.
Let's talk about this, because me and Jenny had a whole conversation about this in the room.
So, one of my homeboys, he had put up a post, and, I responded, and I was like, we ain't never forget, I get it. It's always a tug and pull between black people and experiencing joy and then experiencing sadness, and there's like no medium. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't experience one thing fully without something on the back end saying, well, and I'm not saying like, it's wrong or not, because for me, for the most part, I know the black community, the Latino community, the indigenous community, the Asian community, we voted out of obligation to get that motherfucker out.
Yep, that's the reason why.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes a lot of credit, because we are a huge community. So, the amount of people you see on your social media platforms, that doesn't constitute every and all black people. That's just a minute number of people. So that's also like the mentality that we should have. So we definitely, because I know I definitely voted for Biden out of obligation, because I wanted Trump out the fucking office, because he doesn't stand for. Granted, Biden has bullshit he's done. We know his history. Nobody ever forgot his history. But for one moment, let us celebrate that somebody else won, and we don't have to deal with another 4 years of this fucking trash. Yeah. So, that I just wanted to get that out there, because I just felt like, it wasn't a celebration. Granted, maybe there were certain people who were celebrating because they do think that Biden will bring about change. Yeah. And Kamala Harris, there's probably people that truly do believe that. Yeah. But at the same time, there's a whole lot of us that know, okay, this nigga's in office, but we've been holding him accountable, and he will be held accountable.
Exactly.
Okay, so victory, and Trump is gone, he's out. He's still fucking Twitter fingers doing the most, but
as always.
Yeah, but for now, we are happy. I know I was happy because I'm like, thank you, God, Trump is gone.
That's why I was happy.
Yeah.
Like, I was happy for the fact that Trump is out of office. But, because I made my comment about that situation.
Yeah, I saw it, but I was just like, hey, I know you wasn't voting for Biden because you like him.
Yeah, but I was only speaking to the people that I saw that were just, like, so ecstatic and was making Biden and Kamala look like these angels. Like, those are the people I was talking about. It's just like, I ain't celebrating Biden. Like, oh, he's such a great... Like, that's how people were, like, the stuff that I was seeing.
Yeah.
It was, like, making these people seem like they are the best thing on earth. And it's like, well, I ain't celebrating him and Kamala. I'm celebrating Donald Trump out the office. So we go and celebrate that, I'm down. But I'm not about to sit here and be ecstatic for these two people. Yeah. But I'm going to also hold y'all accountable because, honestly... You needed our vote, and the things that you said to get our vote. Now that you got our vote, now you got to live up to it. So I'm not gonna get too excited. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too excited until I see the changes that are made. So that's why I'm like, y'all getting so excited, like, oh, Biden, and it's like a lot of people say things to get into the seat to be a president. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's get excited once we see certain changes happening. You know what I mean? But Donald Trump out of office, I'm ecstatic. Yeah. That's what I was celebrating about. Like, I'll take a drink to that because it's crazy. Like, when me and Jenny was talking about it, it's like, damn, like, it's sad that these are our two options that we have. And it's like, you got to vote for the lesser evil kind of thing. And it's like, that should have just...
That's what it was.
Crazy.
You vote... Because we did not have... The only person that I wholeheartedly had faith and believed in was Bernie. Because he put... the actions behind his words from a long time ago before he probably even dreamed of being in Congress.
He's been fighting for us for a while.
He's been on the front line since day one. So, I was very hopeful again, oh, Bernie, you got to make it. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. Him, that is one white man I would have wholeheartedly been like, I'm voting because I believe in him.
Yeah, same.
Everybody else, bye, toodaloo.
I didn't vote for Biden because I believed in him. I voted for him because I wanted Trump out.
Exactly.
And I think that's why a lot of black people voted for him.
Exactly, and I'm not going to not vote. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's another thing, too. The people who like, oh, I'm not going to vote. My vote doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. Listen, if more people understood how politics works and what goes into the whole voting thing, and grasp like, oh, my vote does count, but not in the way I thought it did. I think more people will probably go out and vote or do whatever they have to do. And also, the presidential election is not the only important election. The midterm elections, that is, if you want to see the change, because listen, I'm going to give y'all a brief little lesson, y'all. I'm going to look at the camera. I'm going to look at the camera real quick.
Which one you going to look at?
Oh, it's two. Any, mini, mighty, mo. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a brief social studies.
Professor Vaval.
Checks and balances. For those that remember, great. For the fast forward. For those that don't, pay attention. Okay, y'all ready? Boom, boom, boom. All right, I'll make this real fast. Who makes the laws? Congress. They are the legislative branch. Y'all remember that? Right? The judicial branch. They pass the laws. Who is that? The Supreme Court. How do we get now, the president obviously elects for, these justices to be on the Supreme Court, but how do they get there? You know what I'm saying? It's the chain of command. So when you have the midterm elections, who are you voting for in the midterm elections? You're voting for attorney generals, prosecutors, judges that are on the circuit, in the circuit courts, in the district courts, in the regular, oh shit, they about to send me to motherfucking central bookings and I'm about to go see the judge. That motherfucker. Your councilmen, the people that represent you in your boroughs, in your state. That's what your representative, that's who they are that are in Congress. You put them there. Okay? So, the president is at the bottom of the totem pole. Yeah. His power is very limited. The only way he can enact something is if he, what's that shit called?
Because he can't get certain things passed unless they approve it.
Yeah, everything has... Congress is the only that can... Congress declares war, not the president. That Congress is the huge chunk of this democracy. Of why we need to vote them racist ass hillbillies out of there. Get them the fuck out of Congress, because half of them was born in the KKK era and before that. So their ideology, Mitch McConnell, whatever the fuck his name is, Lindsey Graham, all those fucking cracker ass crackers are racist pieces of shit who probably their sheriff father and their mama was probably, oh my gosh, this black man just looked at me, David. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the people that we need to push out. So when we see how now there's so many people of color that are now in there's been like a few people LGBTQIA plus community in Congress. What was it? House of Representatives, I think. Yeah. This is why voting matters in the midterm election.
And can I be honest?
Yeah.
So when I first started voting, when I came of age to start voting, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I feel like this has been a lot of people, so I don't feel too embarrassed to say this. But my mom, she's always, since I was a little kid, she's always worked the polls, like that side hustle. But she used to always tell me, like, you know, once I became age, she's like, you gotta vote. She's like, you have to vote for a midterm election. She's like, those are important. She's like, stop just only voting for the president. You know, I'm just young, like, oh, whatever. I'm voting for the president. But like, as I got older and I started to see, like, okay, like, no, these elections are, to me, I view them as more important than the presidential elections, because the president can't do nothing without these people. Like, you know, so I would be the first to say that when I was younger and I first started voting, I just was like, oh, I'll vote next year. Like, you know? And then for the president election, I was more like on top of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I will say I was that person. But I do see how important it is now. And
yeah, your governor, your mayor. And plus, remember, the Fed and the state separate. The feds can't come in and step on the state's toes, and vice versa. They can't override that. So there's a lot of checks and balances that are going on. I mean, more checks than balance, but that's a different story. But the midterm election, so when you're talking about how, oh, America don't give a fuck and blah, 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 well, guess what? These white motherfuckers are going out to vote.
They sure are.
They making sure they vote that judge in, or that fucking attorney general in, or that prosecutor that they like, or that defender, public, whatever the fuck. So you need to vote in the midterm elections, okay?
And another thing I will say, because my mom say this all the time, if you do not vote consistently, you do have to re-register, because after a certain time, they will take that right from you. So keep it, because she used to say it all the time, like, keep in mind, don't always vote, because there's some people that don't vote for midterms and they just vote for the president elections, and that can also hurt you too, because president elections every 4 years, you know what I mean? So if you're not voting on a consistent basis, you can lose your right to vote and you have to re-register all over again. So that's just a little, I don't know if a lot of people know that, but just throw that out there for y'all.
All right, so, you know, school is, the bell rings,
ding, ding, ding.
School has been dismissed, y'all. So now I guess we can get into what Starsky was about to present to us.
All right, so because this is a good topic.
Oh Lord, I'm not. You pulling up that first thing right there?
Yes, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it the other day, and I was like, child.
So it was a thing with Larsa Pippen. Well, first the thing with when she was like how Kanye was brainwashing the family. First of all, can I just be honest? I just think that's some BS. Because them niggas, let me be honest, they don't even give a fuck about Kanye mental health. Like, just the way he just out and doing everything, you can't tell me that this man is just in charge of this whole family and just brainwashing them.
Right.
I don't believe that. But the thing with that she said about Tristan,
I was comments on the shade room. I was crying.
I'm like, there has to be more to this story, but that raised an interesting topic of, you know, you, I guess, quote unquote, either you dating somebody for fun or you dating somebody and you bring them to an event to meet people and then 10 days later they talking to your friend. It's like, how would you even feel about that?
But you know what's crazy? When I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? So as I was listening, I was like, what? Tristan, you and him was talking. Then I remember how Chloe said she met Tristan. She said that they went on a blind date together due to Brandon Jennings, because Brandon Jennings and Tristan are good friends. Yeah. So I guess she's good friends with Brandon Jennings, because, you know, obviously he's setting you up on blind dates and shit. Yeah. So my thing is, so you kind of already met Tristan before at this party that Larsa brought him to, and then
you was told you're going on a date.
Then a blind date is set up, and it happens to be him. Yeah. So I was just a little like thrown off, because I'm like, certain shit ain't adding up. Then the whole track. Did you see the one when she said about Travis Scott? I was like, oh Lord.
Because apparently Kanye brainwashed the family. I just think it's so interesting, because it's like, Chloe, this ain't the first time Chloe has,
that's what I said too,
taken somebody's, like, or dated somebody that her friends has been
especially
with.
People she's been close with too, because she did it to Trina,
she did it to Lauren London.
Yep. So I was like, ooh, that was the first thing I said when I seen the story. I was like, ooh, child, Chloe's track record ain't looking too good right now, boo boo. It ain't looking too good.
And I feel like that has to be awkward, knowing that, okay, this guy, and you know, stuff like that do happen where you are like, you know, you bring somebody, probably not that serious, and y'all just don't connect, and that person end up connecting with somebody else. Yeah. Fine, dandy, whatever. But that also has to be uncomfortable, because it's just like, damn, you couldn't, you a celebrity, I'm sure you can date anybody you want to, and you just so happen to go on this blind, quote unquote, blind date with this person that I brought to the party that y'all didn't have no idea who this person was. It's just...
And my thing too was, and you know, people were dragging her because it was like, oh, weren't you married, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I was just like, I don't know the timelines, because I know they had filed for divorce, then they had gone back together, and then they, boom, were done. Yeah. But I know when they had filed for divorce, I think around the time, that's when that whole future shit was going on. Yeah. About her future dating, which she also spoke about, which she kind of confirmed that her and Future did date. And so I was just like, yo, this timeline is just all over the place for me. But
or it could have just been something like, because some married couples do this where they break up and they don't legally separate or legally get divorced. Yeah. So they could have been broken up, as far as we know, and she could have been doing her own thing, he could have been doing his own thing, and then they publicly finally, like, quote unquote, want to get divorced. So who knows?
What I found very interesting in what she was saying as well was her saying how Scottie Pippen didn't want her around the Kardashians and didn't want the kids going to their home and hanging out with them. And I'm just like, what?
Are you serious?
Yeah, so there's like more to the interview. So if you wherever she had it at, wherever she recorded it, but yeah, she said that Scottie did not want her and the kids around the Kardashians or in their home hanging out with them.
But that makes sense, because you've never seen Scottie like around them. It would just be her.
Yep, and the kids. So I was just like, this is interesting. But one thing I will say is that ain't nobody funnier than the fucking comment section.
Oh my God, what they said. I didn't even get to read the comments. I
can't even, I'm not using that thing, but yo, the comment section was on fire, because after I watched the clip, I went straight to the comment section. Niggas was like, oh, that NDA must have expired. Because I'm like, yo, that's crazy how she's all of a sudden talking about all this shit. And then of course they were dragging Chloe. And then some people were like, what do you expect? It's the Kardashians, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, you know, at the end of the day, sis, you hanging out with somebody that your man fucked, like, you cool with that? You okay with that, Ma? Because I'm sure Larsa and Tristan smashed. So that's fucking that. And it's funny too, because Larsa was the one who called them when Tristan and that whole Jordan shit went down.
Exactly, because wasn't it Jason Lee who called her?
Who she's besties with. So I was just like, ooh, this
I
is
just didn't like how they treated, like, don't get me wrong, Jordan was wrong in the situation too, but the way they treated her compared to how they just isolated Larsa and nobody knew what happened between them, it's like, now all this tea is coming out.
Right.
Y'all ain't have nothing to say about this on social media.
Nothing. And I want to know what was Kanye saying about you that the family decided to stop fucking with you. Like, what was being said?
It had to be more than just Kanye. It's no you gonna tell me Kanye got that control, that
exactly.
much control over
like,
that family.
What was going on?
They don't even seem like they pay that nigga any mind. Not to call him a nigga, but I'm just saying it just seems like they don't pay his ass any freaking mind.
That's what I'm like. And the person that I saw the most hanging out with her all the time was Courtney. So I'm like, yeah, Kim, you hung out with her too, but Courtney was always with Larsa. Like, mad pictures, you see them all the time hanging out. Not really so much with Chloe a lot. Yeah. So maybe Chloe kind of kept her distance, like, but it was always either Courtney or Kim that Larsa was always with, especially Courtney, always going out, running the streets of Hollywood. So I don't know. That whole shit is a fucking entanglement mess.
Ciao. But stuff like that happens a lot, though.
It does. It does.
Situations like that where you bring somebody around that you messing with or whatever, and the next thing you know, somebody close to you fucking that person. Ciao. I was just like, the tea spilleth over.
Yo, she was spilling all the tea. I was like, bitch, talk more about Future. I don't care about these motherfuckers. So she kind of gave insight on that too. She was like that he's a charmer. She was like that he's very respectful, polite, thoughtful. She was saying all this shit that is like
to some women. Because the way he treated
I think that's how he is in the beginning. That's what I think it is. Because, everybody got a facade in the beginning.
That's true.
So I think he's a certain way in the beginning. And then once you cross him or you do some shicey shit that he don't like, then you become all types of bitches and hoes in his mind or whatever the case may be. So she never got to that part. Like, I guess, their relationship ended where it ended prematurely. So it was like, okay, whatever. But then I was like, that's how, because I'm like, yo, other than the dick, because I know it's also the dick. Other than the dick, how is this nigga pulling these chicks? You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's pulling chicks like he's sliding in regular us, like our DMs. Like, these are women that he's dating that are also rich, well-known, famous. They don't need you. They got their own. So how you pulling these bitches? Because the nigga is a charmer.
Those are the dangerous ones, though. The traumas. Child. You had a few traumas in your days?
I gotta think about that.
Now I gotta think about that.
I gotta think.
I think I had like 1 or 2 traumas. And then them colors started to come out. And I was like, well, you a colorful bitch.
These niggas be for everybody.
I still wouldn't date Future. I'm sorry. He got community dick.
I want to know how actively he gets tested because
probably not.
He already got some new chick. I don't know who that girl is, but
probably not. And I see he's in like some case with the baby mother that he be giving hell, the Liza chick. I guess he quote unquote allegedly he's been lying about his finances so he wouldn't have to give her the child support that she wants. Yeah. It's like you always in your songs talking about how much money you have, and granted, some people it's just a song so you just talk just to talk. But you always talking about all these watches, you flashy. It's your child. Because
that nigga spending all that money on, what is it? What's that drug shit that he be saying in his songs?
Lean?
Yeah, that's what that nigga spending that shit on. Don't do drugs, kids. Wait, let me go get my drink. Now Star got me one.
Now let me go get my drink. Because I saw you drinking water, so I was like, all right, I'm not going to pour her no wine.
Yeah, I was drinking water, and I didn't finish my drink last night because I was watching... What was that? I was watching something. I ended up dozing off, girl. With the laptop open, and I was just like, "Oh shit!" I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I could have fucking rolled over on this fucking laptop.
Not rolled over on the laptop.
But I sleep in place though, so
yeah, you don't really move that much.
Yeah.
Let
me get closer.
I saw this and it reminded me of fucking DMX, the Chick-fil-A. So a Georgia woman arrested after pretending to be an FBI agent to get free Chick-fil-A.
Come on. Yes. Seriously? Did they say anything in the comments about DMX?
I don't know. But it says Kimberly George Ragsdale allegedly told Chick-fil-A workers in Dallas, Georgia, she was a federal agent and would have them arrested if they didn't give her free food, according to local police. She reportedly demanded free meals from Chick-fil-A several times throughout the past week, culminating with her arrest on November 5th.
The past week, sis? Not even one fucking time. The whole every day you've been going to Chick-fil-A pretending to be an FBI agent.
I've never had Chick-fil-A, but is it that serious?
Well, I've had the chicken sandwich is good, but it's not good enough for me to pretend to be a fucking federal agent. That's OD. Like, come on. FBI agent? Nah, the best story hands down is DMX. That is the hands down best story ever. If y'all don't know that story, because I know there's a lot of, what they call Generation Z?
Yeah, Generation Z, right after us, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this was when DMX was living his best fucking life. I don't know what he was on, or if he was on anything, or if it was his eccentric personality. But this nigga he was in JFK Airport, and he rolled up to the security, and he was like, "Well, I'm an FBI agent," and obviously come on, we know who you are, DMX. And I think he like ran through the gate or some shit. I think the sticky thing, and then he got arrested for impersonating a fucking federal agent. And I was like, "Yo, DMX, what's wrong with you?" First
of all, the person who he was talking to, how do you even know that was DMX?
I think the person did know, because this happened a minute. This was years ago. But I will never forget the headline: DMX arrested for impersonating an FBI agent. I was like, what? In the airport? Like, what? Yeah. Where are you going? Like, and come on. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
But why go to those extremes, though?
Exactly. Like, that right there for food? That's fucked up.
I don't eat fast food, but I will never, I don't care how good it is, I would never impersonate a fucking FBI agent or police or for anybody for free food. I wonder if she was like homeless or something. Or she was just like, oh, let me see if this will work.
I mean, we could look her up in the system.
But why would you tell workers that you're going to arrest them if they don't give you free service? I would like, bitch, didn't arrest me. Like, what the fuck? Because I'm going to sue your ass.
But you know what I want to know is, them niggas, not even what I want to know. They gave her the food because then she was coming.
Yes.
Repeatedly, they gave her the food. So, who at what point said, nah, she can't be an FBI agent? Like, because when you're an FBI agent, you do not say you're an FBI agent.
You don't. But she kept the lie going even when the cops came.
That's OD.
Like, she was in a car and she was like, she's an FBI agent, and she wouldn't get out the car.
See, girl, no.
What if she was like suffering from like personal?
You know what? Personalities. If she was suffering from something, I'm grateful that she's alive and they didn't pull a gun on her. But nonetheless, if you're gonna go that hard, girl, get a fake ass badge, slap your name on it.
But that's even worse.
It is. Right?
Yeah,
but it probably is. But if you're impersonating a fucking federal agent, go all out, sis. Go all out.
That shit is crazy.
Get you that little wallet flippy thing and flip that shit open and look. See? Maybe she probably would have never got caught. See? She wasn't smart. Because if she made that fake ass shit and she made it look real and she opened it, they would have been like, oh shit, she really is an FBI agent. And they would have given her the food. They would have never called the cops on her.
But I think over time they got suspicious. Because it was like... But you
can't. Not if she pulled out that badge, baby.
But even as a person, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna arrest me because I'm not giving you free food? Like,
don't you got money? Ain't my taxes paying you?
Exactly. See, we couldn't have worked there because we would have been like,
I'm like, bitch, you're not an FBI agent. Goodbye.
I'm like, let me see a badge.
Exactly.
Let me see a badge.
Where is it?
Child.
I'm an FBI. That's like CIA agent. I'm a CIA agent. Like, you don't say things like this.
I just want to know. I would love to speak to her because I just want to know.
I want to see what she looked like. What state was this?
This was in Georgia. Should we look it up?
Nah, let's go to the next. We're going to look that shit up and we'll follow up with y'all next week.
Because this name sounds Kimberly. What was that name again?
Something.
Oh,
Kimberly Gargoyle? I don't know. I'm making that shit.
It was Kimberly. Kimberly George Rasdell.
Sounds white.
Yeah, right? It's the Rasdell for me. Yo, imagine if she black.
I mean, if she black, I'm disappointed. Like, sis, you could have definitely did it a little better.
I would have been like, you know how back in the day when it would be like a crime that would happen, and it used to be on the TV like hope they ain't black, hope they ain't black. I still do that.
I still do that too. Like, damn. And when you find out, like, fuck, yo,
why you have to be black? Or anybody of color.
Yeah.
Damn. But all right. So I guess moving on. I saw this about Beyonce that she teamed up with an exercise equipment.
Oh, Peloton.
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna give HBCU students 2 years digital membership.
Okay. All right, Beyonce.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
She doing her thing. Is she coming out with? Is she dropping her line again? Because when I was on TikTok, it was like a video of her in like an all black. It was a 2-piece. It was the shorts and the hoodie. And then in the comment, well, not the comments, in the caption, it said that she's dropping. What it said? It said something about she knew how good it was, so she's dropping. She's giving us another line or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then somebody commented and saying like, "Oh, well, we're in China, so it already dropped." So I don't know if she dropped her thing again. You about to check? She looking at the computer like, I don't know. Check to see if there's another drop, or if there's any suspicion of a drop being.
Child, Beyonce. Yo, I swear to God, these fucking people, they gotta have a savings account.
You guys are so annoying.
They have to have a savings account.
They probably gonna write mad bees underneath, in the comment section. I don't care, but
cause it's like, how do y'all?
What's that? Beyonce's second Ivy Park collection.
Where is he?
Oh no, that's the one that already came out.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to at least buying a few pieces from there, but
yeah, and I feel like this not that the last one wasn't cute, but I feel like this one is much nicer.
She used the quarantine to work on that.
Yeah,
because you could tell like that shit. They look all. Not one piece I saw, I wasn't like, oh my gosh,
I don't like, right?
Yeah, all of it looked good, and it wasn't like you know. I love Beyonce. I'm not a Beehive person. Like I like Beyonce. But y'all remember when House of Darion came out?
I did not like House of Darion.
And I was just like, really? Really, B? I was just like, because some celebs, they come out with these clothing lines and that should be cheesy and corny.
You know what? Apple bottoms, I ain't like apple bottoms.
So House of Darion, I was just like, this ain't it, boo.
Yeah, I didn't like
this ain't it. So I thought like, her teaming up with Adidas. Well, when she teamed up with Topshop and then, they had their scandal. And then Adidas stepped in. I thought it would be cheesy like House of Darion. So when she did like the first thing, I was like, oh, okay. Then when this one, I was like, oh.
Yeah, every piece I liked. It was not one piece that I was like, what the hell?
Even the sneakers didn't look like corny and cheesy. I was like, okay, all right.
I liked it. Because I feel like a lot of those pieces you could work out in or you can like wear them out.
Yes,
you can. So I like that it's like a mixture of both. So I was like, okay, B.
Yeah, she did her thing. Okay, girl.
No, okay, girl.
Your auntie's favorite auntie.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't with you.
What else you got? You ain't got nothing else?
Well, we already spoke about Joe Biden. Because apparently he's supposed to be reversing several of Trump's policies as soon as he becomes president.
Oh, shit.
So a lot of the stuff that Obama had, he's going to try to...
Yeah, because I'm sure he worked on it with Obama.
So that was one of the things. Look, I won't get excited or
until
happy
until
shit gets done. So y'all could keep, Joe Biden.
What Ari said? Because
yes,
she's been going in.
No, but okay, yes.
This is going with the picture with.
Yes, this
my
is
cousin said that to me earlier, and I was like, ooh.
So apparently somebody tweeted and was like, I don't understand the point of them posting that picture. How do you say her name again? Taina?
Yeah.
I can never pronounce that.
Like the
name.
show Taina.
Oh, Taina and your son.
Remember that show, y'all?
I remember that show, but I don't know why I can never pronounce this girl name right. All the time, I can't. So she's like, I don't want my son in public with her holding him because she told me out of her mouth that Yoshan does not like her. So I don't want my son uncomfortable. So I didn't see the picture because they blurred his face. So I can't see what his face looks like.
I guess.
But the person put like, why is he mugging me like that? And then that's when she put, sweetie, please don't post my son and another girl. Remove this.
It was the another girl for me. I was like...
So, see, I feel like topics like this get so touchy when it comes to other kids. Like, if you were dating somebody and they had a kid, would you post yourself like with their kid?
No, because remember, the same shit happened. No, because I would have to ask first. Yeah. Like, are you comfortable? Or first of all, let's go back to, like she said, you know, your kid doesn't like this person. So if my man's child is not really fond of me, I think the least thing they want to do is take a picture with me and I'm posting it on social media to make it look like something. So that's that. And just to backtrack, remember when Masika was going in on Fetty Wap's ex-wife?
Oh yeah.
Because she had a video, a picture or whatever of her in the bathroom with the daughter. And she was justified in it because she was like, you know, he met you, married you, I don't know you, I never met you, and you in the bathroom with my child recording videos. Like, I don't fucking know. Granted, that young lady, she's also a mom, but that don't mean shit because people be doing shit to other people's kids. So, you know, like, we're not parents, so, but we have that discernment to understand, like, certain shit, you don't cross that line. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for her, she's entitled to feel however she wants to feel. That's her kid. Yeah. You don't want everybody around your kid. And then on top of it, it's a fucking pandemic. I don't want people touching my kid sitting on this person's lap. And these people, they be all over the place. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with you, and then you holding my kid, and then next thing you know, my kid gets sick or something happens. No. Yeah. But I would not do what that person did.
Yeah, because that didn't look like tag-team.
Yeah, it looked like somebody took the picture and posted it.
But I get where she's coming from of, like, you know, I wouldn't want my kid pictured with somebody and I know that my kid doesn't like this person. Like, you know, that's probably why, I mean, that kid always got a mean mug, but... Yeah. But I feel like the same, like, that you said, like, if I'm dating somebody who has kids, I'm going to ask that parent for permission. Like, oh, we took a group picture, like a family picture. Do you mind if I post this? You know, I'm not going to just post it, you know, just out of respect. And I would want the same respect for myself if I have a kid and my husband or boyfriend, whatever, date somebody else. Don't be just posting my kid up there. Like, especially if I'm not that fond of you. No, thank you. Yeah. Ask me first.
But, you know, Ari's always going to get she's always going to get backlash because her personality is way too and this is not my belief because I feel like she's just fine. Like, it is what it is. Yeah. First of all, she grew up in Chicago. That's where she's from. And I'm sure her life story and the experiences that she's been through is not, oh, I was, you know, living in a nice house. I mean, I don't know if she was living in a nice house or not, but if you get my drift, like, it doesn't seem like she lived a life where she wasn't faced with the mean streets of Chicago. So she's probably going to come off more abrasive, more aggressive to people. And a lot of people, especially on social media, they can't handle that. Because I'll see a lot of comments whenever she says certain shit and people will be going in on her like, oh, she always got a problem. She always got an attitude. She stink. She this, she that, she that. And it's like, you know, it always boils down to how certain people handle one personality and how they handle a different personality. And it's like she's always going to get backlash no matter how nice she says things without cursing, or if she goes like straight off the wagon and says some wild shit, she's always gonna get some kind of like heat for anything. And I think it's fucked up because the girl can't live, and it doesn't seem like she cares too much about it, unless like it's truly something that bothers her. Then I'll see like she'll comment on it, but. I mean, she said some crazy shit. She said some real crazy shit. Yeah, she said some crazy shit. And I was just like, you know what? That's that Chicago shit. So, you keep that over there, Ma.
But then also the thing is, like, why do people feel so comfortable posting other people's kids? Like, even with that photographer, it's like, or even like with tabloids and stuff, like paparazzi. It's like, why do you feel so comfortable posting somebody else's kid? Like, I didn't give you permission to post that.
Exactly. But, you know, it's always gonna... Oh, you're a public figure, da-da-da, your kid is up for grabs, all this bullshit.
But when I became a public figure, I didn't sign nothing that said that you have permission to post videos of me
or my kids. Celebrity, because I'll be fighting. Let me tell you, years ago, y'all, I used to watch on YouTube the paparazzi and celebrities fighting the paparazzi or arguing with them. That shit's mad funny. So if you Google it, like, you'll find mad footage of different celebrities and them going at it and fighting the celebs. And I don't know if y'all remember when Justin Timberlake was dating Cameron Diaz, and they were literally fighting the paparazzi because it became news because the paparazzi, you know, their equipment is very expensive.
Yeah.
Because they use like those good ass fucking camera, like the
lenses.
Yeah, so
them shits ain't cheap.
Exactly. So I think they had broken it or some shit like that. So they took them to court. But when I tell you the video and the pictures of them like pulling, fighting, and like it's crazy. But it's like, and even Halle Berry one time she was bringing her kid to school, and the paps were like taking pictures outside the school and shit. And she's like, first of all, this is a school. Like, what are you fucking doing? She was like, get the fuck away from here. And I understood that because it's like, yo, yeah, I'm a celebrity, but my kid is not a celebrity. They're just a child of a celebrity. That's one. Two, my kids are also going to school with other people's kids who are not celebrities. So you're taking pictures. I don't know if you a creep or if you some low-key pedophile. And this is the job where you have the ability to just snap pictures of people's kids and sell them somewhere. You think niggas can't kidnap a celebrity's kid or whatever the case may be? Shit happens.
That is true.
That's why I'm like, I couldn't be a celebrity because I would be fighting the paparazzi left and right.
It would be, I would curse their asses out. I would probably be looked at as a mean person.
Yeah.
I'd be going off. That's a tough life. That's why I like when people be like, oh, but you're a celebrity, it's what you sign up for. And it's like, no.
You didn't sign up for that.
I didn't sign up for this.
There's nothing that says, remember people, there was a time where paparazzi didn't even exist. Tabloids didn't exist. So this whole sensationalist bullshit about, I personally don't need to know everything that's going on in a celebrity's life. I already don't. Like, even when they get on social media and they be telling their whole life story, I be like, yo, can you, like, I don't care. Like, who asked? Like, no.
Certain shit, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Arguing, fighting, saying crazy shit. I be looking at that shit like, next. Like, keep it pushing. So, there's people that are invested in celebrities' lives, like,
yeah,
psychos.
I know some people that is just like really invested. It's certain shit I just like for the tea. It's like,
yeah, because it's interesting. Because they are people like us. So it's like, you know, the shit that happens in our daily lives when we hear tea, and then, you know, these celebrities, when you hear tea, I'm sure there's not a motherfucker on this planet when they found out that Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce wasn't like, oh, what? Oh shit. Or seen that footage of them fighting in the fucking elevator. Yeah. I know not one nigga on this planet was not somewhat in the least looking at that shit like, yo, this is crazy.
I would love to hear the audio of that because Solange is going to fuck off.
Yeah, she was. But, you know, so I'm with Ari on that.
Yeah, like especially if my kid don't like you, you know, it's like, I don't want my kid to be uncomfortable and taking pictures and all that stuff. Like, I think people just don't understand that kids is a very touchy subject and it gets really sensitive. And a lot of people don't be understanding that shit sometimes.
Yeah.
They just be taking it away.
And it's very interesting that the son doesn't like her.
That the son doesn't like her, right?
And you know, kids are a very good judge of character.
They are. Because what they say, animals and kids can sense like certain energies and stuff.
I mean, who knows how deep the situation is, or like how, you know, if it's just, oh, she didn't give me candy, so. But I'm sure she wouldn't have said that if it was like a situation like a kid being a kid. So that's another thing.
She told you personally that your son don't like her,
right? So, you know, I find that very interesting too.
But okay, so as a mother, like, let's say,
I thought it was the fly.
So as a mother, let's say like your ex-boyfriend, girlfriend tells you like, hey, your son not too fond of me. Would you feel comfortable still? I mean, obviously because your boyfriend has to see like, well, your ex-boyfriend has to see your child to spend time with him or her. But would that make you uncomfortable when that child is there, knowing that this lady has told you like, oh yeah, your kid doesn't really like me?
Well, I would ask her what happened that my child does not like you, and then I'll ask my kid. I'll be like, oh, why don't you like such and such? Like, what's the reason? And depending on what they tell me, I will proceed with caution that way. Now, if they tell me some crazy shit, then it's like, oh, fuck no. Like, if you want to see your kid, she can't be around. Like. Yeah. And I would hope that you choose your child over some pussy. So let's figure that out. But if it's some like literal nonsense of a kid being a fucking kid and they're being told something and they don't listen or they're being rude or disrespectful, then it's like, okay, I'm fine with that. Because, you know, kids, they be doing some shit.
That's true.
They be doing shit, they be getting into shit, and then they be acting like angels because they know mommy and daddy's gonna come and save them. No, not if you're wrong. So,
that's true.
I mean, what would you do in that situation?
I mean, I would assess the situation like you said. I would ask her like, okay, why do you feel like my child doesn't like you? And then I would ask my child, you know. But I think it would still make me uncomfortable because I'm not there and I can't physically see. So it's like I'm hearing my child's story, I'm hearing her story, and then I'm hearing my ex's story. So it's like, and there's always the truth.
Yeah. So
I think as a mother, I mean, I'm not a mother, but I know that if I was a mother, it would still make me uneasy because my child will feel uncomfortable. Yeah. You know? And, you know, some people, patience with kids run really thin.
Yes.
So if my kid does not like you for whatever reason, even if it's something as little as, oh, you tell my kid no because they want candy before dinner and my kid throws a tantrum, and who's to say that you might not flip out on my kid? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not there to protect my child if you're doing this when my ex is not around, you know? So things like that would make me uneasy because it's like, I already know that my kid doesn't like you. So anything that my kid does, throw a tantrum or whatever, I don't know how much patience you may have.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would still feel uneasy.
Yeah. Ooh, girl.
So that's how I'm praying, like, God, please, husband, and we married to the end of time. Because I don't know if I'll be able to deal with that. Like, you get divorced and, you know, they move on and you have young kids and then another woman. It's just...
Yeah, it becomes
it's
real
touchy.
tricky.
Yeah. And all them reports with people abusing other people's kids. Yeah. We've seen that. Like, a woman will move on with another guy. She has a kid and that guy would kill the kid or sexually... Like, you know, it's just... That shit is
crazy out here. It's crazy.
Yeah, kids is just a real touchy... I would love to hear from other moms, though.
Yeah.
Like, their standpoint on that.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh,
yeah, we could do a... Yeah, we're going to ask y'all. We're going to ask the people.
The mothers out there what they feel. Because, I mean, we ain't mothers, but I feel like they probably would say the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, your kid comes first.
Absolutely.
And their well-being, their safety is number one. So... If Tommy's saying, Mom, this bitch is bugging.
Tommy, you have a little white kid?
There's black people named Tommy.
No, I was being stupid.
Tommy from Martin, hello.
No, because every time we be talking about, like,
I always say Tommy?
Yeah, like,
that's
kids
like
blown up
easy.
school.
I don't know why I can't.
Oh, no, you say Timmy, my bad.
Yeah, Timmy Turner.
Yeah, I care what it means.
Timmy! Yeah. Y'all, I cannot. Do I have anything?
You over here thinking.
Oh, so I was listening to the other episodes from Josh's podcast, and one of the podcasts was about Phil Collins. I don't know if you listened to it yet. Did you listen to it yet?
Yes, about the ex-wife and stuff.
So,
oh my God.
So it's funny because later on in the day, I went on Daily Mail, and one of the articles came up of the wife and Phil Collins or whatever. It was like, I guess, you know, probably an article saying more things. But for people that don't know, I would hope that people in our generation, and obviously the generation before is like our parents, they don't know Phil Collins.
Yeah.
But Josh, he kept singing the song, like, I could feel
I was fucking laughing.
Like, that's like one of the songs, like, that's like one of his most famous, popular songs. And I guess Josh didn't know this, but his oldest daughter is an actress.
Oh,
Lily Collins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his daughter. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So anyway, so basically, him and his wife were together, had kids, separated, and years down the line, got back together. Kids were like, what? Mom and dad are back together? What the fuck? And then sis went and did some grimy shit and secretly got married to a way younger man and moved the nigga in their home.
What was that, another home that they had, right? Or some shit like that?
Yeah, I think so. So he's fighting for them to, for them to go. And, as I was listening to the story, and then, I saw it on Daily Mail later, and I was just like, you gotta have some big fucking balls to think. Oh, the part that I missed is that the reason why she did it is because Phil verbally agreed and okayed her having 50% of the property. So she feels entitled to the fact that now that we are, getting divorced, because I think the first time they were together, they were just together, they weren't married, and then, no. What did he say? He said, or did I flip? No, they were married, got divorced, and then got back together, but did not get married. Okay,
that's what it was.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait. So I mean, just thinking about basically like Josh was saying, like, oh, he's all about verbal agreements, and they do stand, and like us growing up, we always used to hear, word is bond, word is bond.
In the streets?
Yes, in the streets, and just like, you having the expectation of, if I say something to you verbally, I expect you to honor it.
Yeah.
And I feel like in our community, yeah, that's a thing, but I feel like when it comes to white people, like that verbal agreement or that verbal thing, because they like to, do paper trails, they like everything documented.
And I feel like, to me, honestly, I feel like that holds more in court than a verbal agreement.
Yeah, it does.
Actual proof.
Because there's proof. And, a lot of people lean on, I need the evidence, I need the proof. So for me, and honestly, the way she went about the whole situation was crazy and sneaky, because she secretly got married to this guy. So how does a judge or someone not know that you're lying by saying, oh, he verbally agreed to, giving me a stake in the house, so I'm entitled to move my new man in there? How do I know that you're not making that up?
Exactly.
If I was a judge, I would be like, sis, you gotta go. Like, no. If there's not a document that shows you will get half of this and half of that, I'm sorry, boo. There's nothing I could do for you.
Yeah. Because with verbal agreements, it's very tricky because it's always a he say, she say. And it's like you never know who's telling the truth, who's lying, because you don't have no proof. And anybody could be a witness and lie for you and say, like, yeah, you in court, you under oath, but you know how many people go to jail for perjury? So it's like verbal, like you said, if I was a judge, I'm going to just, hey, this is his and his name. It's his. Like, I can't go off of what you said because I don't know if you lying or not.
Exactly. And I feel like she lying.
That's some like fucked up shit. Like, for me, honestly, if we divorce, we divorce. Now, let's say years come and, we want to rekindle that back. If I'm in that same headspace and I decide, okay, let's work on it again and, whatever, cool. But if I get to a moment where I'm just like, I thought I wanted to work this out, but I no longer want to be with this person, I'm going to communicate that with you. I'm not going to go secretly get married to somebody else because that's fucked up. I wouldn't want nobody to do no shit like that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how she went about that shit was just crazy. And then you want to move the new guy into the house that is for both of us?
Exactly.
I'm sure you got money out of this divorce. You couldn't get another house. Y'all couldn't put y'all money together.
Exactly.
Like, women can be some, I'm not going to say all, can be very shicey. And men too, because when it comes to divorce, remember Mary J. Blige and her ex-husband? Like, people get so, I never understand why people get so greedy when it comes to divorce. Like, for me, if I'm going to get divorced to you, like, I think I'm going to have a prenup.
Oh, I'm definitely having
because everything that I work for, I don't need your petty trifling ass trying to take everything from me because you upset and bitter that the relationship didn't work.
Exactly. And that's what usually a lot of the times it is. That I was with you in the mud, so I deserve. But it's like, yeah, you was with me in the mud and I made it, and you literally lived off of just like Dr. Dre and his wife.
Oh, child, she's ODing. Like, she's ODing.
And now she over here, I don't know if you've seen the recent stuff. She got
his move.
No, the mistresses, how she got these 2 chicks who are his mistresses that she getting so they could testify. And I'm like, where did you find these chicks at, sis?
Girl, just let it go. Just let it go. Like, this divorce, she better be on her fucking waiting to exhale. I don't want nothing.
Yo.
And just go.
I was like, this is too much. This is too much. But, you know, I thought it was pretty interesting because, you know, I was just like, verbal agreement versus paper agreement. I'm going with the paper agreement because people will say anything. Absolutely. They will say anything, especially if it's to satisfy themselves in the end. Nah, I'm going with the paper. But there's only certain people you can trust verbally that you know, like, okay, this person says this is what it's gonna be. But to apply that to just everything and everyone, nah. No.
I feel like when it comes to businesses, whether it's like in marriages or anything like with finances, like I feel like all those things should have like paper agreements. Like verbal agreements just, to me, I just would not have a verbal agreement.
Yeah.
Like, because we can make an agreement through text message. That's still an agreement. Because you put I agree or yes, I will do it. So you agree. Exactly. Because it's proof. But I'm going to go in court and be like, oh yeah, he said he's going to give me half his estate. Where's your proof? He said it.
And then her doing it when he was sick and wheelchair bound. So it's like, you really think niggas is not going to think, oh, wait a minute. So you're saying he verbally agreed when he couldn't even probably think for himself because he probably was medicated and suffering. Like, bye, Felicia. Bye, trifling asshole.
Not trifling asshole. Like, I don't know. I could get, like, if, you know, we both started in the mud and you contributed to my success as far as, like, you put in towards my business or you, like, you know, put money towards it or whatever, I would give you a fair share of it, you know, because you did invest into my future. But if you were just riding along the wave, like, I'm not about to give you half of that. Child. That's why I'm like, I would get a prenup. And I see a lot of women get offended when men say that they want a prenup. Like, I've seen it. Like, people, like, women just get really offended by it. And some people think, like, oh, you bringing up prenup, so you automatically thinking divorce. And it's like, no, I'm not automatically thinking divorce.
My assets,
exactly. Like, just in case your ass do something dumb. Because that was the same thing with Yandy. People were dragging her because she didn't
really get
married with Medicis. And, you know, when she came out, she spoke about it. It's like, I agree with her. Like, I'm not about to put everything that I worked hard for that shit to go to your baby mothers, to your legal stuff, for all the shit that you did, my nigga. Like, you the one who chose to do that lifestyle and do that. So why do I have to pay for what you did? So I agree with her 100% on that. Like, I ain't gonna physically, like write license and everything, get married to you so the feds could come take everything that I got.
And you know they'll take everything.
Yeah, so, you know, certain things like that, I understand why certain people is just like, no, I'm getting a prenup. I'm protecting my assets. Because people get really ugly in divorce.
That's when the true colors come out right there.
You could be married to somebody for 20, 30 years and y'all get a divorce and it would be like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
who is this person?
Yeah, it's true.
So, I'm all for prenups. I don't look at it as a negative thing. You have to protect your assets. And if a guy that I'm getting married to is like, yo, babe, I want to get a prenup. Yes, let's get a prenup. Yeah. I'm on the same page.
Sign it up.
I'm protecting my shit. Because if we have kids, I want to make sure that my kids are good. If you decide to leave, that's why I couldn't be in no marriage when I can't work and the guy is providing. Because it's like, now that, and then what if that guy has a prenup? And then we get divorced. I don't have shit.
That's true.
Unless you put something in the agreement.
Spousal support.
Yeah, but you know niggas be fighting for that shit. Like, cause look at some of these guys with the baby mamas. They don't be wanting to give money.
This shit is crazy.
So it's like, that's why I'm like, women, you need to have your own.
Yes.
Have your own. Even if you're in those situations, you get married to a guy who's like, oh, I don't want you to work. I'm gonna take care of you. Whatever allowance that nigga is giving you, put that money in a savings, start your little side hustle, whatever, and save your money because you gotta protect yourself. No matter how in love you are, you gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, you should. Love is blind, but come on, it can't be that fucking blind.
Child. I'm over here drinking the last drip.
I was like, is there something in there?
Ain't nothing in there.
Yo, she's crazy, guys. There wasn't shit in that cup.
There sure wasn't. There's nothing in there.
Go get pour you a glass. Do I have anything else? I don't know. What else did I see? I'm sorry, y'all. I really be on TikTok and shit.
I haven't really been on social media this weekend.
Yeah.
I was out and about.
Well, you want to talk about your trip?
Oh, AC?
Shoot,
Yeah.
How long have you been recording for?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah, the voice note.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I can't even see because of the glare. I can be. Oh, right there.
Oh. I mean, I could make this real short and simple. So, my best friend, she took me out to AC for my birthday as a celebration. So, it's crazy because I haven't been to AC in that long since like Joel's birthday. Mm-hmm. And we didn't stay at Tropicana. We stayed at, was it Harrah's or whatever? Mm-hmm. So, it was nice because, you know, they had everything there. But when I say it's Crackville Station over there,
damn,
I was like, yo, I don't. But see, that's the thing. I can't say I don't remember it looking like that because when me and Joel went, we took the bus and it dropped us off at the hotel, and we were in the hotel. And then when we went to Tropicana to go to Wet Willie's, we took a cab there. Oh, so I never saw the outside. So that was my first time experience. Like, because Vaughn had dropped us off there, he drove us there. And as soon as we got out the car, we waiting for Jenny to like get her bag out, and some crackhead lady, she woke up to Vaughn and she's like, "Oh, can I use your phone? I'm trying to find my husband." So Vaughn was like, I don't know. So Vaughn was like, "I don't got no phone." So the lady was like, "Oh, you don't got a phone?" And she put her mask back on and walked away. She was tight, but I was just like, first of all, looking at you, I would not even trust. I wouldn't even if you did look like a crackhead, I'm not trusting you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my phone.
I'll give you $quarter to get the payphone.
That shit still works.
I don't know. I don't even know if they have payphones over there. Or you can use don't they have payphones in the hotel? I don't know. But or you could. I don't know what you could do.
Figure it out, sis.
Yeah, but I'm not giving you my phone. So that was one thing. But other than that, the trip was fun. We had a good time. I lost fucking $40. I was tight. I was like, yo, gambling is not for me. Meanwhile, Jenny, she lost $60, right? Uh-huh. And then she called Jason, her brother, and he's like, you got to pay the 25 cent in the penny machine because we were playing the dollar machine. Oh. So that's why my shit was going down so fast because at first I lost $20. So then when she lost her 60, she called Jason, and then we played some I think it was a penny machine. And sis won her money back plus more. Nice. So I was like, oh, Jenny, I'm taking $20 out. You gonna play for me? Because I was like, you got a lucky hand. So I went down, and then she got my $20 back. And she was like, you want to keep going? And I was like, yeah, keep going. You got this. That's
how it starts.
And she kept going, and I lost that other 20, so I lost 40. Damn. And I was just like, yeah, gambling is not for me because I saw in that quick moment how I was like, I got the 20 back. Just stop. Just let it go. You already lost 120. You lost this 20. You got it back. Just let it go. And I was like, because I got so excited because she won her money back plus more, I was like, nah, keep going. And now I see why people be going in fucking debt. Yes. So that was it. Jenny was like, nope, I'm not playing no more. I'm done. So that was that. But then I swear to God, like, every time me and Jenny's together, there's always a fucking adventure. Like, it just never fucking fails. So, we get up to check out, because checkout is at 11. And the night before, I was like, oh, what time does the bus, like, leave or whatever? So, when I looked at the ticket, it said 12:20 p.m. So, I'm like, all right, cool. So, we check out, and I'm like, all right, well, it's 11. We have enough time to go get food. So, before we got the food, we went down to the bus. Because we asked the lady at the front desk, like, oh, where do we go to catch the bus? So she was like, oh, you go down here, blah, blah, blah. So we go down, and some guy that was there, we were like, oh, do we catch, like, the Greyhound bus here? And he was like, yeah, it's here. So I'm like, all right, it's 11. Let's go get food. So we go to, like, I think it's a section of the hotel called Marketplace. So we went to this Mexican restaurant. So right off the bat, the food was taking mad long to come out. So that was an indicator that some shit was gonna happen. Like I felt it. Like for me, certain energies or certain like when things start to like happen, I'm very like key to it. It's like, all right, like I'm gonna still be positive, but I'm gonna I'm gonna note this, like it's noted or whatever. So it was like 12:10 or some shit like that. So we like, all right, let's hurry up and get the check, let's go. We gotta catch the bus. So we running, we like rushing, carrying these heavy ass bags. We get downstairs. So now it's a new guy at the desk, some Asian guy, and we was like, oh, is this where we catch the bus? And he's like, yeah. So we sitting down. So I'm on my phone. I'm like, all right, 12:20 come, no bus. 12:25, no bus. So then some like small shuttle bus come. So Jenny's like, is that our bus? I'm like, no, that wouldn't be our bus. I'm like, it would be obviously the Greyhound bus. I'm like, no, that's not it. So she's like, I'm gonna go ask the guy. So all right, cool. She goes to the guy, and he's like, yeah. So as she walking away, he's like, wait, come here. So pretty much he was like, why did your ticket say this? He was like, that bus been left. So once I didn't even hear what they were saying, but just the fact that he was talking to her for mad long, I just sucked my teeth. I was like, kidding me? Like, I know we didn't miss this fucking bus. Like, and it wasn't even towards her or nothing. It was just like, are you serious? Like, we missed this bus?
Yeah.
So when she came back, she was like, oh, that this bus had already came. But he said we could still catch the 12:40 because on the ticket, it says that bus, it said Atlantic Station. So it was some station that was like close by to the casinos that you could catch the bus. So he was like, you could take the jitney, but it'll take you longer. So just take a cab and you could catch it. So it's like 12:30. So I ordered the Uber. So I'm like sitting in the car and I'm like, we're not, like I knew we wasn't going to catch it because by the time we got in the Uber, because we had to find the fucking Uber because he was down the block. So that wasted time. So by the time we got in the damn Uber, it was 12:36. So as we drive, I'm like, there's no way we're going to fucking catch that shit because the time was just going so fast. So we finally get to the curb at 12:40. So before we even got to the curb, 2 buses pulled out the lot. They didn't say New York, but they pulled out. And I had a feeling that one of those buses was ours. So we finally get to the curb. We pull out our stuff. We run in. So we standing there. So Jenny's like, oh, it's right. I'm like, yeah, it should be right here. And I was like, Jenny, I feel like one of those buses was ours. And she's like, no, but it didn't say New York. I was like something in my stomach was like, no, I feel like one of those buses was ours. So we just standing there. So some lady who's sitting on the ground with her kid, she's like, oh, yeah, y'all bus just left. Damn. I was like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
2 buses.
Well, no, that was the bus that yeah, because what happens is those buses go to the casinos first, and then they come to that station because that's the last pickup, and then they leave. Okay. Which I knew that because when I took Joel for his birthday, we got dropped off at the hotel and we were picked up at the hotel. We never had to go to that station. But I don't remember what the ticket looked like. I don't remember if the ticket said Atlanta Station. I just know I asked and they was like, oh, you catch the bus here. So I was like, I was never like this whole going here. Like I didn't know anything about that. So I had to go inside the damn station and I'm telling the lady, I was like, oh, do you know when the next bus is to New York? We just missed our bus. The casino sent us here. So that lady, she started going the fuck off. Because she's like, why do the casino keep sending people here? I keep fucking, now she didn't say fucking, but she's like, I keep telling them stop sending people here. Like the buses are supposed to pick them up there. And she was like, there's always this back and forth with the casinos. So she wound up giving me like 2 free tickets for the next bus. But it was just like, so this whole time, we was just sitting there eating, thinking that the bus was at 12:20, and the ticket says 12:20. So when I was talking to Jenny's boyfriend, because he's the one who bought the tickets, I was just like, you know, obviously it was not your fault. It was a mistake within the system, because the lady was saying that the tickets, like the system is all messed up, so it's putting the wrong time on there. So,
but then why would it just be you 2 that missed the bus and not nobody else?
Unless they probably, because the guy at the casino, he had the list. So that's why he was like, wait, why does your ticket say this? That bus been left at 12 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they already had the list. So personally for him, he just sent us there because it was like, oh, well, you can still catch it because that's the last pickup. But, child, so me and Jenny was sitting we was standing there. Once we got the tickets, we was like, all right, let's go find somewhere to sit. But then it was like, we didn't want to go too far because it's mad crackheads. So we was sitting on the curb, on the sidewalk, just sitting there on the fucking ground. Well, on our bags. But we was just like, yo, why does this always happen every time we're together? Like, it's always a freaking adventure. Like,
so what time did the new bus
It came at 2:20.
Oh, damn.
So Jenny was like, but we got here at 12:40. I was like, no, we got to the curb at 12:40. The bus leaves at 12:40. We're supposed to be here like
before.
Like the bus is leaving. It's not. She's like, oh, but it's a grace period. I'm like, nah.
Grace period?
Greyhounds don't play. Like, from experience, like when me and my mom used to go down south, like
they leave on time.
Yeah, they don't play. Even when me, Vicky, Joelle, and Joy, like when we went to Miami and we took Greyhound down there. And them niggas was about to leave fucking Joy because she wanted to, because they put ketchup on her burger and she ain't like ketchup. And I'm like, because Vicky and Joelle left us. And I'm like, yo, Joy, we gotta go. Because Greyhound don't play. Like, I know from experience, they don't play. So I'm like, yo, we gotta go. I said, you can't just wipe the ketchup off? And she's like, no. She made the guy make her a whole new burger. I was like, well, I'm leaving you because I'm not getting left in Fayetteville. Because that shit mad dangerous over there. I'm not being left over there. They got bullet holes in the fucking station windows. No, thank you. And the guy was like, is everybody here? And then Joel and Vicky was like, where's Joy? I'm like, I left her. Because she's so worried about damn hamburger. I left her.
Worried about her ketchup?
And he was about to leave. The bus driver was about to leave. So that's why I'm like, they don't play. When they leave, they leave. There's no grace period. And that guy was even nice to access everybody here. Because it was like a stop in between. But yeah, they leave. But yeah, that was a trip. We had fun. Like when me and Jenny get together, we just be chilling. We do photo shoots, and that's just fun for us.
Yeah.
Like we don't be doing the absolute most. We just be chilling. So that was fun.
The besties linked up.
Sure did.
Nice.
Good times.
Yeah.
But I ain't gambling again. The lady that was next to her, she fucking won $9,000 on the fucking penny machine.
What?
Yes, Jenny was like, yo, the lady next to her, she's like, she won $9,000. She's like, if I heard her correct, she won 9,000. I'm like, and then on the top, it has like numbers. I guess I'm assuming that's like the money that people won. And one of them said 9,300 and something. I remember seeing that. So I'm like, damn, Jenny, I should have had that lady fucking play for me. She had to been sitting there for that long.
Yeah,
to win 9,000.
Yeah, they be telling you, do not get up, do not move, stay there, because then somebody else could come sit there and then boom, they won that winning money. That would have been yours. But it's like, who wants to sit there like keep going? Gambling is just...
we do that. Oh, and I got pressed too.
Pressed?
So, because you know how that hairstyle? So you know how they have the people walking around the casino, I guess to make sure like you're of age. So the lady was like, she's like, are you like of age? And I was like, yeah. She's like, can I see ID? I was like, how old do I look? She's like, I don't know. I was like, no, guess. How old do you think I am? Like, as I'm like searching for my ID. She was like, I don't know. She's like, I don't want to say. I was like, no, good. Guess. So I gave her my ID. And I was like, I'm 30.
I know she probably was shocked.
She was like, oh, have fun. She was a black lady. I was like, So I was like, Jenny, I was like, I think it's my hair. She's like, yeah, it makes you look like younger.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna complain because that's a blessing that I still look young. But still, like, I don't want to be getting pressed every time.
It's crazy because on one end, some people are like, yeah, press me, ask me for my ID. And then other people are like, damn, like, do I look like I'm that fucking young? I don't know. There's like no medium between the two.
I don't know. But it'd be annoying sometimes. I'm like, God damn it. I'm of age.
Yeah, that black don't crack, folks.
Sure
black don't crack.
Well, but yeah, that was it. I don't have nothing else to say.
All right, well, she had a beautiful extension of her birthday.
I sure did. I'm all partied out. I'm ready to relax. Happy October birthday celebration is over.
I mean, it's still Scorpio season, so
it is. Gang.
You know, these Scorpios.
But I'm over this year. I'm just ready for this year to be over.
Yeah, because it's just one after the other, I tell you. One after the other. Okay, well, you guys know what to do.
Follow us and
like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube page.
Come through.
Y'all need to comment. Y'all need to like. Y'all need to subscribe. I don't know how YouTubers be saying this shit 24/7.
Yeah, that shit get. At one point, it starts to become very scripted.
Yeah,
you just know what to say.
Like and comment and subscribe to the fucking shit already. Damn. I think that would be my little tagline.
Like and subscribe to the shit already. Damn.
Like the fuck. Follow us on Twitter. Tweet us. Just_A_podcast. And then our Instagram page is just a podcast with 2 underscores.
Yep. And that's that.
And that's it. Thank you
and
for joining us, people. And hopefully we'll have some more juicy time. Who knows what the fuck is gonna happen in the coming week.
I take my road test next Thursday.
Oh shit, yeah, she does. So that'll be news for her to tell you guys.
Speaking of that.
Wait, next Thursday? Isn't that this Thursday, the 13th?
The 19th.
Oh, 19th.
So
okay.
yeah, speaking of that, we're gonna have to rent a car. So for hours.
Where the fuck is Joshua at?
I spoke to him yesterday about that.
Okay, you need to pull up. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, well, we supposed to do it, I think, Sunday, like early in the day, like in the morning or some shit like that.
I better be practicing for 5 hours.
Yeah, but that's only one, but I want to practice as much as I can.
Okay, because you lucky, sis, because I was about to terminate that Zip card membership.
I don't blame you, because that shit, I don't think I'm going to get that when I get my license.
Nah, so, girl, I